Welcome. My name is Doraine, and I will be leading you through this class today. Our focus for this class is balance. So you might want to have a wall or a piece of furniture nearby that you could put a finger on if you need some support. I have 2 blocks and a blanket, but you could easily do this class without any props. So let's begin in a supine position. So blanket under your head if you like one. Knees bent, feet on the floor. And simply begin to find your breath. You could begin to add some windshield wipers, dropping the knees right to left. This quote is from the Talmud. Every blade of grass has its angel that bends over it and whispers, "Grow, grow." So continue your wipers. Arms can be wherever feels comfortable in your body. Out to the side or on your belly. And just notice the places that your body touches the floor, your feet, your pelvis, your shoulders, the back of your head. And notice how that touch changes as the knees move side to side. Now take your right foot and cross it over your left knee. Reach that bent knee towards the front of the room or the end of your mat, away from your body. And then drop that foot toward the floor so that you come into a twist, this figure 4 twist. Your foot may or may not go to the floor. Just sense what's happening in your body. Feel your shoulders and notice if one wants to lift up. Could you press it back down into the floor? If your foot is touching the floor, could you press into that foot and maybe take the hip towards the floor a little bit more? And then coming back to center and swap legs. So the other leg crosses over the other knee. Reach that knee forward, away from your body. And then drop the foot toward the floor, coming into this figure 4 twist. Notice what wants to pop up off the floor, especially your shoulder. Maybe your foot presses a little bit and you can feel that twist a little bit more in the sides of your waist. And then come back to the center. Feet on the floor, bring your feet in just a little bit. Take the blanket away from your head if you have one. Now let's come to just a glute bridge. So you're pressing to your feet, lift your pelvis up. Maybe take your fingers and place them on the bones right there at the front of your pelvis. And you can feel the wobble that might come as your pelvis lifts up and down. We're not coming up into a deep back bend, but do find the big toe mound and press into the inner edge of the foot. Maybe you feel the inner thighs a little bit more, and try to control the wobble. So don't go super fast, go slow enough that you're in control of what you're doing. Glutes are working. And the next time you're down, stay down. Now take one leg and reach it out long on the mat, and let the one that's still bent fall open to the side. Notice what you feel happening in your body. You might feel a shift of your pelvis as the weight of your knee pulls the opposite side of your pelvis up, and see if you can press that opposite side back down so that your knee is probably not going to be on the floor. And then lift that knee up, bend the other one so you're back in this bent knee position. Take the opposite leg out long and let the other knee fall open. And notice, could you let it fall open without shifting the pelvis? And if you notice that it shifts, then go back to pressing the opposite side of that pelvis down into the floor. Bring the knee back center. Bring the other foot up to meet it, and then bring both knees into your chest. Rock side to side for a moment. Just massage your back. And then we're going to make our way up. You can rock and roll up, or you can press yourself up. And we'll come all the way over onto hands and knees. If you like a blanket under your knees, you can add one. So in this table position, take your feet over to one side, turn your head, and just look towards your feet. Feel that side bend. And then maybe take the opposite hand and reach in front of the one. It's the same side that your foot is out. It's the opposite hand that reaches forward. Come back to the center. Feet go the other way. Turn and look back. Opposite hand reaches over in front of the first one. Feel that side stretch. Good. Come back to table. Find a nice flat back. Hands right underneath your shoulders. Lift your knee out to the side and back down. So just lift and come back down. Try not to dip into that opposite hip. Try to keep both elbows, arms pressing, elbows straight. And then once you come up this time, we're going to pause and find a circle with that knee. Nice and controlled. Trying not to move the pelvis any more than is necessary. Swap directions. And plant the knee back down. And we'll come to the other side. So find your hands, find your straight arms, lift the knee out and down. So just notice if your body shifts to the side, try and come back to the center. And then add those circles. And go the other direction. And And bring your knee to the floor. Sink back for a moment. You can bring your elbows to the floor. So we're in a modified child's pose. Just feel the low back stretching underneath you. And then come back up to your table. Tuck your toes under this time. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this from the side. Tuck your toes under. Bring your hands back towards your knees. And then lift your knees off the floor. See if you can bring your hands to your chest. And then could you bring your knees down? And could you come back up? This is where some balance begins to come into our practice. And if your body doesn't do this, if your knees won't do this, then grab your blocks, have them close by your knees, and you simply come to your squat position and then back down. So there's less balance work in this part of doing it this way, but you're still working the same muscles. Good. Now this time as you come up, we're going to lift into a forward fold. You could hold your hands ragdoll style. You could add some movement. You could take one hand to the opposite leg and find a nice twist. What would feel good to your body? Come back center, find your inhale here. As you exhale, press into your feet, draw the low belly in, use that to lift up, find your inhale all the way up, and hands to your heart. Nice. All right, find your Tadasana. If you have a blanket in the way, you can move it out of the way. Doesn't matter if you're at the back of your mat or the front, but bring your hands to your heart. Lift up on that nice reach. And then sink back into chair pose. And once you're here, arms up is a much harder position. If you need a little less, bring your hands to your heart. Notice what your low back is doing. It's easy to get into this deep back bend. So bring your tailbone down towards the floor. Find your breath. And we're going to step to a high lunge. So the right foot is forward and the left foot is back. Find your breath here. Now again, take your fingers and place them on those hip points and notice if one is behind the other one, and see if you could shift your pelvis so that they're in line with each other, parallel to the top edge of your mat. Lift your arms, nice tall lunge. Maybe you lift your chin a little bit or just your eyes. Feel the balance that's happening. If you need the back foot down, this is more warrior one, and it takes much of the balance out of the picture, but that's acceptable. The other option is that you're close to a wall and you put a finger on the wall, just one. Bring your hands to your heart, shift your weight forward, feel the weight in the front leg, and then come back onto your back toes and step that foot forward and come up to Tadasana. Lift that leg up. The one that you just pulled forward is now going to lift up. Try to bring, if your foot is back, try to bring your foot forward. Take a breath. Hold on to the wall if you need to. And then you're going to open this leg out to the side. Now notice it's really easy to turn the pelvis here. You can see it turning. You can feel this action if your fingertips are on that bone. But see if you can keep the pelvis straight and just move the leg. Good. Okay, I'm going to turn forward. You don't have to turn. Put your foot down. Take a break. But I'm going to turn forward so you can see this from the front. So here's where we were. Lift the knee. Roll it open. And in your head, you probably know we're going to tree. So your body's going to want to do this because our brain, the picture in our brain says, my knee's supposed to be over there. It doesn't have to be. I want your pelvis forward so that you feel the work in this outer hip. And then plant your foot. Find your breath. Now notice, don't let it turn. It's going to want to. Press foot into leg, leg into foot. Hands can be here. They can be here. They can lift up. Find your breath. And hands to heart and foot to the floor. Wiggle. Good job. All right, I'm going to do this side facing you. So we're going to start with our Tadasana, arms lifted nice and tall. Reach from your armpit out through your fingertips. Lift through the top of your head. Sink back into chair. And then reach that tailbone down towards the floor. Hands can come to your heart. This time left foot is forward, right foot is back. Nice lunge. Plant a hand or a finger on something stable if you need help. Find your breath. Lean forward, so I'm hinging from the hips, shifting the weight into that front foot, up onto the back toes. And then pick that foot up, plant it beside the other one, and stand up. Tadasana. Arms come up. Lift the knee. And you know where we're going. So you can keep your hands up. You can put them on your waist. You can hold here. And we're just going to open that knee out to the side. And then plant the foot. Find your tree. Arms wherever you like them. Sometimes if you can reach really high, it will even feel a little bit lighter. But press foot into leg, leg into foot. Bring your hands to your heart. And knees to the floor. Foot to the floor. Good job. Take a breath. Roll your shoulders. Lift your arms up. Let's fold forward. Nice forward fold. Let yourself hang. If you want to grab your elbows, you can. Back to our starting point. If you want to add a twist, you can. Drop into the forward fold. Find your inhale. Exhale, press into the floor. Lift yourself up. Somewhere halfway, you're going to need to inhale. Arms come up. And sink into your chair pose. Drop that tailbone. Hands to your heart if you need less. Step your right foot forward, left foot back into this high lunge. Arms come up, and we're going to dip that back knee down a couple of times. One more. Now bring your hands to your heart. Shift your weight. Find your balance here before you move any further. Because as we come up this time, we're going to lift that knee all the way up. Roll it open. And then plant it on the foot, on the leg. Good. And bringing that foot to the floor. Arms come down. Lift the arms up. Sink into that chair pose. This time, let's come up onto toes, lift the heels, or maybe you just lift one, up and down. And then left foot forward, right foot back. Find your lunge. Square your hips. Arms lift. Breathe. Dip that back knee. If you wobble, it's okay. All right, hands to heart. Shift your weight forward. And this knee is going to come all the way through and up. Open the leg out to the side. Back in, out. Prop somewhere on your leg. Find your tree. Arms wherever you need them to be. And hands to heart. Foot to the floor. And just release all of that. It's a lot of work. Take a breath. We're going to do tree one more time. So again, if you need to put a finger on the wall, you're welcome to go there. Let's start with our Tadasana with our hands together. Shift your weight into your left foot so that your right knee comes up. This is where we were before. Open that knee out to the side. And then maybe you straighten and bend that leg a couple of times. Just notice the demand. Then plant your foot, find your tree, and again, if you fall out of it, it's okay. And then play with your hands. Can you actually move in this balanced position? Bring your hands to your heart and come down. Take a breath, roll your shoulders. One more time to the other side, hands together at your heart. Shift your weight to your right foot. Lift the knee up. Open out to the side. If you have your balance, maybe you play with some movement in that leg. And then plant your foot. If you lost the squared pelvis, see if you can come back to it. You can soften that standing knee so that you can push one into the other. And then play with movement in the arms. Up and down. Be a swaying tree. Or maybe you're a blade of grass. And hear your angel saying, grow. Hands to your heart. Bring your foot down. Wiggle a little bit. I'm going to turn again, but you should be facing the short edge of your mat. Lift your arms up. Fold forward. Find your forward fold for just a moment. Plant your hands, step back. Find your downward facing dog. It should feel good. Should be a nice stretch. You can move in any way you want to. Really push into those hands. Long spine. Find your breath. Bring your knees to the floor. We're coming to our back, so you can make your way there, or you can cross your feet, roll over them, and then bring yourself down with some control. Grab your blanket if you want it underneath your head. Knees bent, feet on the floor. And let's come back to those windshield wipers where we began. And just notice if you feel any difference. Come back to the center and bring your feet as wide as the mat. And take one knee towards the center of your body. You can push into that foot a little bit and reach the knee away from your chest and find a little bit more stretch if that feels good. And then come up. Swap, the other leg comes in. Feel the side of your foot, push into the floor, reach that knee away from your chest. And then come back center. Walk your knees in until you're back into a bridge position. And let's bring the knees in. Roll over to one side. Your hand can come to your waist unless you're easily able to do a T with both arms. If you're not, just be easy on your body here. Gentle twist. Find your breath. Let yourself roll back to the center. Square yourself up if you feel crooked. And let the knees come to the other side. Face towards the ceiling. The back arm, wherever it needs to be for you. It might be the T, it might be on your waist, it might be somewhere in between. Feel your breath. And then roll yourself back center. Square yourself up on the mat so that you feel even. Roll your shoulder blades underneath you just a little bit. Lift up, reach your tailbone away. Let your arms fall open. Let your legs come long. Scrub your heels away from your body and let your feet soften, falling where they may. As you settle into this savasana, find your breath. Notice what you feel in your body. Could you imagine yourself as that blade of grass? Can you sense the angel that bends over you and whispers, grow? And what might that mean for you in your body today? And bring your attention back to your breath, back to the surface of your body. Find a little movement anywhere that would feel good. If you like to roll to your side, bend your knees, pick your side, curl up as though you were curled up in the grass. Feel the rest. Feel the work integrating itself into your body, into your mind, and into your heart. As you're ready, come to seated. Any seated position that suits you. Bring your hands to your heart. Feel your sitting bones sinking downward, your spine lifting up. Take an easy inhale and bow forward with a grateful heart. Namaste.